spite of winter yet. She didn't know where to go, but she'd rather die out here, free in the woods, than spend another second in that house. Branches tore at her hair and shirt as she ran, like jagged fingernails grabbing at her, trying to pull her back into the basement. She'd never been a runner, and her lungs burned. They joined her bone-deep exhaustion and pain in almost every part of her body, until she got so weak she stumbled over a root and crashed to the ground. For a moment, she lay there dazed. Her bruised and battered body begged for her to stop, to close her eyes and drift off to sleep, to give up. Only the fear of him coming for her made her stumble back to her feet, her body screaming in protest. She pushed herself up and continued in a limping half-jog. Moonlight slipped through the gnarled branches of the trees that loomed over her. Distorted shapes stretched across the little light it provided, and Erin tried not to dwell on what could be lurking in the shadows. She didn't know where to go. Her only goal was to put as much distance between her and that monstrous house as she could. What if this was just a dream? What if she was still trapped there? Every step she took felt like she was walking underwater. It made it hard to tell reality from a nightmare. Her bare feet slipped on an upturned root, and she cried out as something sharp pierced the sensitive skin. I can't be dreaming then, she thought, even as her mind jumped to the next fear. Could she find her way out of the woods? She didn't know, but she had to try. She pushed on for hours, until the moon slipped lower in the sky. The woods grew ever darker. And then, when she thought she couldn't go on, the woods thinned. She caught sight of something gray snaking through the trees. She came to a stumbling stop and stared hard, trying to make sense of what she was seeing. It dawned on her slowly, and then tears pricked her eyes. A road. She found the road. She squeezed the last drops of energy from her body and pushed herself into a run. The trees and undergrowth tried to snatch her back, but she burst free. The rough road and tiny rocks tore into her bare feet as she limped along. She wasn't sure where she was, but she thought it might be the road into town, the one she'd been taken from days ago. The memory of it threatened to cripple her, but she pushed it away. She had to keep going. She had to find help. After several minutes of painful limping, she heard the gentle rumbling of an engine in the distance. Icy fingers of fear traced down her spine. Was it him? Had he found her? She glanced to her left, where shadowy woods lay. She could go there now and hide, but she might miss her chance for someone to pick her up and take her to the police. Bouncing from foot to foot, she warred with herself. The engine grew louder, and she could see headlights in the distance. She listened hard. It wasn't the roar of a diesel engine. The tears turned into feral-sounding sobs as she stood as close to the road as she dared and waved her arms. The old, beat-up pickup truck slowed and came to a jolting stop when the driver noticed her. Erin hurried over to the passenger side and yanked the door open. The man had a thick beard and kind eyes. "Are you all right?" he asked. Erin choked on a sob. All right? She'd never be all right again. Chapter 2. Now. Cool, crisp air swept over Erin Masters' face as she stepped out of her hired car and onto the busy New York sidewalk. A slight smile touched her lips as she headed toward the glass and steel high-rise building. She loved autumn in the city. It wasn't terribly hot, the sewers didn't stink as much, and best of all, it was the anniversary of when she'd started her own PR firm. Emblazoned in gold above the entrance was Masters PR, and she never got tired.